We want to find the electric flux density field for a charge distribution that's infinite in the y and z directions and is contained between -2 meters and 2 meters in the x direction. With all of these problems, you should start with trying to draw a picture of what you have. So the charge distribution extends from x equals -2 to x equals 2 meters. So this region right here has the charge density of 4 coulombs per meter cubed, and it's infinite in the y and the z directions. If you think about putting a test charge in any of the region for x greater than 0, that test charge will experience a force only in the x direction. Similarly, if you think of the region for x less than 0, a point charge will only experience a force in the minus x direction. And we'll find it depends on x when you're between -2 and 2 meters in the x direction, but when you get outside of the charge distribution, the electric flux density field will be independent of x. We will need two Gaussian surfaces, one when x is less than 2 meters and one where x is greater than 2 meters. So when x is less than 2 meters, as x increases, the amount of charge enclosed will increase. And once x is greater than 2 meters, the amount of charge enclosed will have a fixed value. Now, the Gaussian surfaces are selected such that two sides have outward normals in the same direction as the electric flux density fields, and the other side, the outward normal, is perpendicular to the electric flux density field. That way, the only surfaces that have electric flux going through them are the right and left parts of the two Gaussian surfaces that I have drawn. The direction of the differential surface elements are outward normal. So on the right-hand face, it's dy dz in the plus a sub x direction, and on the left-hand face, it's dy dz in the minus a sub x direction. Between x equals -2 and x equals 2, there's a uniform charge distribution. I'm depicting some of that charge here. Here I'm showing some of the electric flux lines that are emanating from some of the positive charges. So really think of these charges as, say, one of these lines here. So as we move to the right, you see that there's more and more electric flux lines, so the electric flux density field will increase as you move from 0 to +2 meters. And the same thing will happen as you move from x equals 0 to x equals -2 meters. As you move to the left, there are more and more electric flux lines, so the electric flux density field is increasing. And once you get outside of the charge distribution, there's no longer an increase in electric flux lines, so you have a constant electric flux density field for x greater than 2 meters and x less than -2 meters. So let's apply Gauss's law to this Gaussian surface first. The integral of d dot ds over the closed surface will equal the integral of d dot ds over this left side plus the integral of d dot ds over the right side plus the integral of d dot ds over the side of our Gaussian surface. And we know the integral of d dot ds over that side is 0 because there's no flux going through the side of this Gaussian surface here. And that will equal the charge enclosed in our Gaussian surface, which will be the volume charge density rho sub v times the length here, which is 2x, and call this cross-sectional area A, so the volume is 2x times A. So now we'll substitute for d and ds for the left-hand side here, and for d and ds here for our values here on the right-hand side. So the ax here and here will give us 1. The electric flux density fields are constant on the faces, so we can factor those out of the integral. So this integral over the left-hand face will just be our area A, as will this integral over the right-hand face. So we can divide through by A. On the left-hand side, we'll have 2 times our electric flux density field. For our volume charge density, we'll substitute in 4. So we'll have coulombs per meter cubed here. This will be a meter, so we will end up with the units of coulombs per meter squared for our electric flux density field. So the electric flux density field is equal to 4 times x coulombs per meter squared when x is between -2 meters and 2 meters. Now, when we apply Gauss's law to our second Gaussian surface, everything on the left-hand side will be the same. So starting at this point, our left-hand side will be the electric flux density field times the area plus the electric flux density field times the area for the 2 faces. And this is going to equal the charge enclosed. But now the charge enclosed will always be constant when x is greater than 2 meters or x is less than -2 meters by the amount of charge in this region right here between -2 meters and 2 meters. So that will be the volume charge density of 4 coulombs per meter cubed times this length, which is 4 meters, times the cross-sectional area of our Gaussian surface A. Let's divide both sides by A, and this meter will cancel with one of those. So we get the electric flux density field is equal to 8 coulombs per meter squared when we're outside the charge distribution, and we see indeed the electric flux density field is constant once we get outside of the charge distribution here. In other words, outside here it's independent of x. So let's collect all our results. So here is the final result. Now, if I had asked you for the electric field intensity instead, all you have to do is divide the electric flux density field by the permittivity of free space.